Well, Fabrizio Romano is going to hit to confirm to us that Kai Havertz to Arsenal is happening this week, most probably because things are really moving on well. He has gone ahead to throw into lots of thoughts about this transfer of Kai Havertz to Arsenal. And welcome to Rokani Media Football. It's the Arsenal transfer show, strictly talking Arsenal and Arsenal transfer news. Serge Milakovic-Savic into the mix to really reveal to you on his decision on where he's going to play his football next season. And lastly, a story that is going to hate to shock me is all about Harvey, a credible journalist coming in from the Daily Mail known as Jones. You know, he has gone ahead and really confirmed us that Arsenal are really monitoring or really holding interest in Harvey, and that is Simon Jones coming in from Skies from Daily Mail, as really going ahead to shock me and really hit me hard that why would Arsenal go in for Harvey? Is he a player that is really needed at the club of Arsenal, you know? Alright, Rokani David is my name. Let's roll like never before. But don't forget to subscribe to this channel so as not to miss out on the stories that we do upload in here on a daily. And let's see close to 300 likes smashing this video, guys, because I see that you can even make 400, but I'm calling in for 300. So, and subscription is also called for. Subscribe to this channel. Let's see that we hit 15,000 subscribers before this month comes to an end. Now, Fabrizio Romano, while appearing on what we call the Here We Go podcast, has gone ahead and obviously told us the following about the Kai Havertz deal and the latest development about this his transfer to Arsenal. And he told us that there is hope around sources. There is hope around sources close to the deal, that they can get it done this week after the international break to complete the agreement. Arsenal will bid again. Chelsea wants £75 million, but they will be flexible. He was on the Here We Go podcast. He continued and said, Kai Havertz has an agreement with Arsenal on personal terms, so now it's about Chelsea and Arsenal to agree on the fee. But this is going very well at the moment. Now, I think this is what exactly every Arsenal fan would like to hear. After bringing a story, of Declan Rice on how his transfer to Arsenal is going ahead to stale as Arsenal has been annoyed by the officials at West Ham, I think this one comes in at the right time, because I understand on either Rice or Kai Havertz, Arsenal have to sign one player this week. I just feel it. And Fabrizio Romano has just gone ahead to confirm to us that maybe Arsenal are really ready to go and really get the Kai Havertz deal over the line. I mean, look at Kai Havertz. He's really one of those players that has gone ahead to leave divided opinions into the fan base of Arsenal. When I read the comment sections, every time I really do the story of Kai Havertz on this channel, I really laugh. You'll find one saying, let Havertz comes in through, he's a baller. Others saying he's a Chelsea reject. Why do you get us just Chelsea rejects? You understand? But I would love to let you know that he's a very good player. And I think he has just lacked a manager to elevate him to the levels that his ceiling is. And I think he's going to benefit Arsenal a lot. I've always said this repeatedly on Kai Havertz, that he's that kind of player that will come in through and obviously strengthen or thicken the squad of Arsenal, you know, quality-wise and performance-wise. Guys, getting a trophy, a Premier League trophy, is really one of those things that is not easy. You need to be having players that step up on several occasions, you know. Like you look at Man City. Towards the final bit of the season, Haaland was not scoring any goal. And in the last 8 games, Haaland has gone ahead to score only once, you know. Guess who rose up? It was Phil Foden and Ika Gundogan. And this is why Arsenal need players like Kai Havertz, you know. Imagine if at all Arsenal had Kai Havertz in the final bend of the season. Do you know what would have happened? You know, maybe in the game of Southampton, would have gone ahead and really scored a hat-trick. You know, in the game of West Ham, would have gone ahead and scored the winner because of because of his traits of being that in those moments. And the way he really scored that Champions League finale, it shows you that he's a man who really concentrates on big occasions and gets you the best that you deserve as a team. So the good news is Arsenal are really coming close to this deal, and this week it's really going to happen. What has been the hinge? International break football, meaning that they want to get out of the international break and obviously face the situation like never before. Is it the same relation to the Declan Rice situation? That's not the case. For Declan Rice situation, it's all about the West Ham officials making it hard for Arsenal, but even I think Arsenal is making it hard for themselves for not getting West Ham what they want. You know, teams like West Ham will come in through and obviously boss you around as they're having an English player, one of the hot assets, you know, one of the hot cakes on the transfer market. You know, I support Man United, but there is a Mason Mount deal to Man United. Mason Mount wants to come to Man United. He snubbed Arsenal and Liverpool, but he's left with just 1 year on his contract, and Chelsea are calling in for £70 million. Do you know why? He's an English player. He holds a British passport. They know that. They sell you that player, he's going to broaden your squad of the homegrown players, and that's why they are really trying to act like bosses. They're bossing around, but all I want to let you know is Havertz is a very good player, and personal terms have been agreed with Arsenal. What is left is simple: Chelsea to agree on the fee. Arsenal's first bid was turned down, but Arsenal is trying to attack again to see to it that they convince Chelsea to get in this man. But I really love the player. I really love the player. He's one of those that are going to really transform the Arsenal season. Arteta needs experienced players right now, especially in the Premier League and the Champions League. And the way he's really mixing it up is really great. If he can get Ika Gundogan, he gets João Cancelo, he gets Kai Havertz. Those hold both Champions League experience and what we call the Premier League experience. Then Declan Rice is adding intensity in that midfield. The likes of Lavia, they are doing the same, and the likes of Maguire in there for you. So Kai Havertz to Arsenal happening this week, most probably, as reportedly told to us by Fabrizio Romano. So let's go to our next story that is going to head to really shock me a little bit about how Arsenal is thinking about their players. Now, it's coming in from Simon Jones. He's a credible journalist writing for the Daily Mail, and he has gone ahead and told us that in addition to Spurs and West Ham, Arsenal also hold an interest in Harvey and that the player could wait to see which club come for him. So Harvey is one of the most direct players I've seen in the league. And sometimes you can give him a benefit of doubt that if at all he's putting in such performances at the side of Leicester City, how is he going to look if at all he's playing in for a team like Arsenal? Right. But you ask yourself, who is Arsenal willing to move on? Because we know Harvey is that kind of player who thrives a lot on the left attacking side of the midfield. And Arsenal is so much loaded and packed into that area. We all know it. That they're having Martinelli, Trossard, Reece Nelson, Emily Smith-Rowe. 4 players can play into that position. And it's a very huge overload, you know? And you cannot downplay the source of Simon Jones because he's a very credible journalist when it comes to these stories, and he has gone ahead to break huge stories here onto the Rokani Media Football. I've gone ahead to bring them to you, and they've all been proven right. So as it stands, you ask yourself, why are Arsenal going in for Harvey? That's it. That's the big question that is running or spinning in my head. You know, what's special? What's so special with Harvey that Arteta's gonna hate to see in him, right? Because you'll wonder why he's not going for Maddison, yet he has already shown interest in him and is going in for Harvey. I believe Harvey comes in at Arsenal and is going to display certain players. It doesn't make sense to me. That's it. As Arsenal is just going to hate to reward a contract to Reece Nelson, and has already put pen and paper to it. So, what is the calculation of Mikel Arteta? You know, the season of 2022, when it was ending, Arteta came out and told us that he wants a 22 fully fit man squad. Right? Now, is he wanting more? Because he believes he's going to play close to 70 games a season. As I told you, that for any elite team, it has to play a minimum of 60 games a season. So, is he wanting to get in more and more and more and more? And Fabrizio also came out and told us that Arsenal could exploit getting another wide forward. So, when I add these two thoughts, Fabrizio Romano being a tier 1 journalist, Simon Jones being tier 1 also, if I see Arsenal being linked to this player known as Harvey, it really puts some optimism into my mind on this deal, and I see it happening. And I see this interest standing. But Spurs is one of those that are really interested in this player, 25 years of age, and he has gone ahead to really run down the Premier League. And last season, he never had the best of the season. So, sorry, he had a very good season. Amid his injuries, he played 34 games and scored 13 goals with an assist. So I think Arteta might be looking at him in that aspect, that he's really a player who's going to come in through and obviously offer him some goals in there for you, because it's a game of goals. That's it. If at all you can defend like how Arsenal defended for the 3 quarters of the season with Saliba in, when they're not conceding very many goals, and at Arsenal Arsenal reached a time when it topped the list of the teams that have conceded least goals in the season. So if you're conceding less goals in the season and you're having players like Havertz, Harvey, who are really adding their goals to those of Martin Odegaard, Bukayo Saka, Martinelli and Gabriel Jesus, that means you've elevated to being a team that is really unstoppable. So let's wait and see how that boils out. But Arsenal is picking interest or holding interest in Harvey. We don't know how much they are going to sell this player, but we all know that he's a talented player that Arsenal is really interested in. Though I'm shocked, guys. I'm shocked. I'm left in total shock. Then, let's go to Classio Mercato coming in from Italy. They told us that Savic already agreed personal terms with Juventus last year. The next step for Juventus is to negotiate a fee with Lazio. So Savic is one of those midfielders that has been linked to Arsenal for like 2 summers. This summer, it has not been a lot, but I saw some Italian reports linking him to Arsenal. And for your information, I don't trust these Italian reports a lot, because they have told us that Kim Min-jae has gone ahead to agree personal terms with Man United. He's going to Man United. He has said his goodbyes to the players of Napoli. And guess what? Credible sources like Fabrizio Romano downplayed that information. And last week, Kim Min-jae has gone ahead to agree a deal with Bayern Munich, and Bayern Munich is willing to trigger his buyout clause of 45 to 50 million pounds. So, Italian sources are really vague sometimes, apart from when you hear Di Marzio say something, because him and Fabrizio Romano are the only credible sources I've seen come from that side. So, Arsenal look like they are not interested in signing very many players outside the Premier League, and most of the players Arsenal being linked to concretely are players that play in the Premier League. João Cancelo, Marc Guehi, Declan Rice, Lavia, Kai Havertz, Harvey, James Maddison, you know, all those players linked to Arsenal, they are English Premier League proven players, meaning that Mikel Arteta looks like he wants to go ahead and really charge for the title as up when the season commences. And remember, Man City is starting off with Burnley, and Arsenal is starting off with Nottingham Forest on Saturday at the Emirates. So, your thoughts on to Havertz to Arsenal happening this week are welcome in the comment section below. Tell me what you think about Harvey, Arsenal holding interest in him. And lastly, Savic agreeing personal terms with Juventus last year and is expected to go and join them if at all Rabiot quits. Do you think Arsenal should go in for Savic? All that and more into the comment section below. I sign out for now. See you later, and I cover you all in the precious blood of Jesus Christ. Me out for now. Bye-bye.